When it comes to the post-apocalyptic world of Fallout, there's no shortage of interesting personalities.
War does not determine who is right, only who is left.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Fallout characters.
We all want a slice of the pie too, and aim to take it by force.
For this list, we're taking a look at those characters we feel are the best and most memorable from the Fallout series, with consideration for the casts of each game.
The description matches. Bald head, scar, reputation for dangerous mercenary work, but no one knows who his employer is.
Given the player-guided nature of the games, we're excluding player characters from this list.
If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules.
Number 10, Mr. House, Fallout New Vegas. Hibernation and detached management are the way of the future, as it were.
I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn.
Having accumulated control of much of Las Vegas prior to the Great War of 2077, Robert House then spent decades in a hibernation chamber, awakening in a post-nuclear world.
What have you done?
From there, House went about rebuilding New Vegas, making it a haven for gamblers, yet maintaining singular control. What stands out most about Mr. House is his absolute faith in the system, taking issue with the philosophies of the other factions.
No need to worry about the general, by the way. He'll be held responsible, publicly disgraced. 36.5% probability of suicide, by my estimate.
He will go to great extremes to protect his beloved Vegas, for good or ill.
This is just the start, you see. This is where it all begins.
Number 9, Chern, Fallout 3.
And now, for good or ill, I serve you.
A hired gun is loyal as long as the money's good. Such is the case with Chern, a ghoul bodyguard working for the bartender in the Ninth Circle bar.
Let's just say, well, he's a loyal employee.
When encountered, Chern walks a fine line between contract-based loyalty and faint displeasure with his situation, unless the player obtains Chern's contract.
So, I am no longer in his service. That is good to know.
At that point, his sense of morality comes to light, as he'll look down upon people who cross moral lines. Yet, he's enough of an honor-bound professional to not act on his feelings until his contract ends.
All right, let's go.
Number 8, Markus, Fallout 2.
The world's moved on. You want to hear ancient history?
Initially a member of the Master's Army from the original Fallout, this super mutant would come to co-found the community of Broken Hills.
Then, other people started following us. Guess they figured if they weren't safe with a mutie and a steel knight, safe just wasn't going to happen.
Markus's role in Fallout 2 was twofold: to aid the Chosen One in finding the Garden of Eden creation kit, and to serve as a perspective on the views of mutants.
Long story. Want it short, or the whole thing?
While in his early years, Markus maintained the zealous attitude imparted by the Master, by his later years, he softened into a more amicable personality. His compassionate style of leadership is truly inspiring.
One of these days, I'm hoping we can trade with the rest of the wasteland. No more fighting, just get along.
Number 7, Fox, Fallout 3.
Of course!
Speaking of super mutants, here's one who defies expectations thoroughly. Being one of the first created mutants of Vault 87, the being eventually known as Fox worked hard to retain both his moral code and his intelligence, unlike other mutants.
I can hardly repay your kindness while waiting back here.
Unfortunately, this caused Fox to be alienated from his kin and confined to an observation cell, until he's freed by the Lone Wanderer.
Finally! Freedom!
Everything from his recollection of his struggle to stay sane to his civil and cultured nature helps underline Fox's intriguing nature. It also helps that he's versatile in all types of weapons, big or small.
Getting warmed up.
Number 6, Dogmeat, Fallout series. Oh, Dogmeat, how we love you so. This canine companion of the Vault Dweller initially takes up residence in Junktown, being introduced as a terrifying presence. However, upon being recruited, Dogmeat proves to be a steadfastly loyal, if single-minded ally, attacking foes with great force and following the player on their quest. Though the original Dogmeat is said to have died, he does gain many descendants also named Dogmeat in the later Fallout games, continuing this charming legacy.
Let's go, pal.
Number 5, 3Dog, Fallout 3.
I am 3Dog, jockey of discs and teller of truths.
The DJ's in the house, and he's speaking his mind no matter what.
This is 3Dog! Ow!
Fortunately, the Galaxy News radio host 3Dog is benevolent in nature, seeking to balance out the propaganda-fueled programming of the Enclave with his own embrace of free speech.
Yep, guilty as charged.
It certainly helps that 3Dog is an energetic host, filling his broadcasts with sharp observations and witty dialogue.
Everyone ready for the Capital Wasteland's latest news? Me neither.
And when approached by the Lone Wanderer during the events of Fallout 3, 3Dog is more than willing to offer information about the Wanderer's father, James. Keep the spirit alive, good sir.
He was here at Galaxy News. We had a great conversation. He's a real stand-up guy. If you want to know more, you're gonna have to contribute to the good fight.
Number 4, The Master, Fallout.
I must digest this information. One moment.
If malevolence has a name, it's the Master.
I am no villain.
You have no idea what I or
The Unity
is about.
Born Richard Moreau, this victim of the forced evolutionary virus soon rose to power as the leader of an army of super mutants.
Of course.
Mutants are best equipped to deal with the world today.
Nothing can quite capture the level of cruelty and detachment from humanity that the Master embodies, going so far as to capture and mutate entire caravans.
You will pay for your insolence.
Hey! Yet, he's also disturbing in physical appearance, consisting of a grotesque face attached to computers with its flesh and speaking via media sampling. Few villains are as skillfully designed as this.
Without any proof, I'm afraid I can't believe you. Now you will join my army as a mutant, or you will die.
Die!
Join.
Number 3, Ulysses, Fallout New Vegas.
If war doesn't change, men must change.
For this man, there will be killing until the score is paid. Ulysses once served Caesar's Legion, before leaving to join a budding settlement known as the Divide, only to barely survive the Divide's destruction after a package activated dormant nuclear weapons.
Either way, the Divide giants are awakening.
Haunted by the disaster, Ulysses sets about reshaping the world on his own, while retaining complicated feelings about the Courier, the person indirectly responsible for destroying the Divide.
Both the weapon to kill a nation and the strength to do it.
His introspective tendencies, coupled with his obsession with the Courier, lends him a great deal of intrigue.
You destroyed a nation taking its first breath. A place that could have been my home.
Number 2, Harold, Fallout series.
Hello there, smooth skin. The name's Harold. I help keep this town running.
Ah, the bitter taste of long-term tragedy. This, in large part, defines Harold, once a citizen of Vault 29 who was mutated by the forced evolutionary virus.
Sure wasn't born this ugly.
After first taking the form of a ghoul, Harold soon had to deal with a tree growing out of his skull, which he named Bob.
His name's Herbert. I talk to him when I get lonely. Just kidding. His name's Bob.
Perhaps in response to his increasing difficulties in life, Harold maintains a dry sense of humor and a kind disposition.
God, I love that joke.
Whether helping to run a ghoul town or being worshipped by a cult as a tree, Harold's good nature shines through, tragic though he may be.
Would you please kill me?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
A neutron walks into a bar. How much for a drink here, anyway? To which the bartender responds, for you, no charge.
Never seen any other synth like myself. There's the older ones that are dumb as rocks and all metal, and there's the newer ones that are almost human. I'm somewhere in between.
I don't know why, but I like you, boy. Something tells me you're all right. So welcome to Megaton. Just holler if you need something.
Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
I'm quite pleased you were able to make it. The trip was not what I had intended, but serves as an adequate test of your abilities.
Number 1, Yes Man, Fallout New Vegas.
Oh! Hi again!
Simple in nature, this AI program is nevertheless lovable.
Probably because I'm programmed to be so helpful.
Acting as the assistant to Benny, leader of the chairman of New Vegas, Yes Man underwent reprogramming that enabled him to do as he was asked. Yet it came with a catch. Yes Man cannot refuse inquiries or instructions from anyone.
Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want.
Thus, if the player so chooses, they can rely on Yes Man's determined nature and complete acceptance of orders to secure the independence of New Vegas on their own terms.
Wow, Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network.
To top it off, Yes Man is among the most amicable and well-mannered denizens of the Mojave Wasteland.
You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to.
Do you agree with our list?
You are as smart as your dad.
What's your favorite Fallout character? For more personality-driven top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I don't think that I can continue.
Continue?